Hey everyone, welcome back to Bourbon Bums, presented by Greene Valley Wine Spirits, 344 Commons Drive in Bolingbrook, Illinois, HBIC, Master Taster Bologna. And we're going to do a little I wouldn't say off the wall, but not a typical bourbon that we've done before.
Yeah, I've reviewed Barrell Seagrass way back when.
Yeah.
I think we had like 3 subscribers at the time, but it was one of my favorite releases a couple years ago. Since then, we haven't really talked much Barrell.
Right, so this is the Barrell Craft Foundation, aged 5 years. And if you're not familiar with Barrell Craft, they're big into blending, into finishing. I think besides Bardstown, I think they're probably top of the craft in the bourbon game for finishing and blending.
Yeah, they're Seagrass, they're Dovetail, they're Vantage, they're the ones you see mostly on the shelf. Those are really good blends of things. And we really like their New Year's in years past.
Yep.
So I'm excited because this is their more affordable now offering.
Yes. So this is a 5-year. It's bottled and bond, so it's 100 proof. But we got the mash bill on the back here. So let's break it down. What's the actual display? Yeah.
Is it? They can't be bottled and bond.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just 100 proof.
Because it's a blend. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
I was like, no.
Sorry, not 100 proof, not bottled and bond. Brain fart there. We'll scrub that off the interwebs there. All right, so what's the blend here? We got a 8-year Kentucky.
Okay.
No percentages on this one, but 8-year Kentucky, a 5, 6, and 9-year Indiana. So
MGG.
Yep. 8-year Tennessee. Maybe some Dickel.
Probably. They're known to blend Dickel, but I've said it in the past. They're one of the few companies that blend Dickel properly.
Yeah. And then finally, a blend of 5 and 6-year-old from Maryland.
I'd venture to guess this is Sagamore Spirits bourbon. So Sagamore Spirits contract distills bourbon for other people, but they only release their ryes to the public. So I have a feeling it's Sagamore.
Okay. And then the mash bill on this, 73% corn, 23% rye, and 4% malted barley. So, all right. I mean, it sounds like everything I'm going to like on this one. So
yeah. And, now that we're into I would say the slow part of the whiskey season, almost like the whiskey off season.
Yes.
We're recording this in February. Most of the hot releases are later in the summer, going in the fall and winter. I did a video last week about more affordable offerings. This is another more affordable. And I'm not saying, $60 is still a lot of money to people, but compared to other things we review, I think, now that we're slowing down, we could do a couple more things that you're able to find more regularly.
Yep, and stuff that's maybe not as much name brand as you would think as well.
Ooh.
All right, so this is a fresh, pop the bottle. Like we're going in as raw dogging it. No notes.
I've never had this before. So that was my first time smelling it. I got a bunch of honey to begin with.
Yeah, nice sweet nose. Not a lot of ethanol, not a lot of heat on this.
No, at 100 proof,
some
and
nice,
it's a blend.
Nice dark fruit notes on here.
Ooh, there's like a Honey Nut Cheerio aspect to this. There is like some fruit though, light fruit, not like dark cherries, not dark, but like maybe like a bright cherry or like a strawberry.
Yeah, when I say fruit, when I say dark fruit, I always mean
You mean red fruit?
I mean red fruit. Yeah. I should probably get that because there are different colors for cherries. I'm more of like the brighter cherry. All right. Well, nose is very nice. So.
I think it's fairly simple. It's just vanilla and some honey, and then that little bit of fruit note. Obviously, 5 years you don't get a lot of, and that's a minimum, right?
Yes, that's a minimum because
legally you have to say 5 years.
So because we don't know the exact percentage of what it is on here, but there is we would hope predominantly 8 and 9 year in here. So, all right, before we taste. Time for an ad from our sponsor. Greene Valley Wine Spirits in Bolingbrook is the best liquor store in the southwest suburbs. Come see their newly expanded and remodeled location for all your liquor needs. They have a great craft beer selection, an ever-expanding portfolio of tequilas and bourbon, and a new wine rack showcasing the best wines around. And while you're there, stop by their newly added tasting bar to try all the Bourbon Bums store picks before you buy. That's Greene Valley Wine and Spirits, 344 Commons Drive at the corner of Route 53 and I-55 in Bolingbrook. And tell them the bump sent you. All right. Thank you, guys. And cheers. Here we go. Barrell Foundation. Ooh.
All right. Wow. Whoa. Okay. I didn't get any of what I just tasted on the nose. The nose was bright and honey. There's a lot of like black pepper, clove, almost like
baking
tobacco,
Yeah.
leather.
A lot of spice and yep, leather.
It's like yeah, like you open like a cigar humidor or something like that.
Fruity nose and then spicy.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. That was a good first sip. Let me do
all right, let's go another
more.
one. Yeah, wow, I like the spice. I like the spice finish on that. That's a great. It's not, and like what I like about that too, it's not like the overpowering spice that you like baking spices which you get. It's just very like mellow and pleasant.
Yeah, no, the finish stands out.
Yeah.
Other than that, like there's maybe like a little bit of like a marshmallowy vanilla note to it in the beginning. But it's overpowered by the black pepper, the spice, the clove.
Yeah, clove, yep.
Maybe even a little bit of cinnamon.
Yeah, I really like this.
Not what I was expecting.
No, I mean, so MSRP on this bottle is $55. And, you know, we've been complaining a lot recently about the prices of bourbon lately. We just found out earlier in February that Buffalo Trace raised their prices
on their standard.
Yeah, on their standard drop. So, you know, like now their stuff's going to be $10 to $15, $20 more. If you have like everyday shelfers like this around that $55, $60 range, and they're putting out stuff like this is what I like to see now. Like stuff like this makes me happy that we can find, like, because a lot of people get turned off about like a 5-year. They'll see 5 years on it. They'll be like, oh, I don't want a 5-year. But when they see the back of it, could be predominantly 8 and 9 year on there.
Yeah, I think this is a really good bottle for people that are looking for something different than their standard, traditional, regular shelfers. This is also a good bottle. So we do our Whiskey at Comiskey tailgates. This is a bottle I would like to go and share with people because they probably haven't tried it, and it's not going to break the bank. It's not going to be something crazy allocated. And I think it'll turn a lot of people's heads. This is a good bottle. Yeah.
Honestly, we got to, you mentioned our Whiskey Comiskey tailgates, we got to try to get Barrell to come out there for a tailgate. I know I had a conversation with one of the regional managers at a tasting event. And I got to see if he's interested in coming out and bring the whole vertical, do some dovetail, some seagrass. All
of them. Yeah. Bring them all, Barrell. We won't mind. Man, I really did get like a little bit of like, there's like a real hint right at the end of like a little bit of
I'm gonna go back for a little nip here because, this is very good. All right, what do we get? What do we score in this one?
All right, I do like it. It is a little bit one-dimensional. It is just the spice aspect.
Yeah, it's not as super complex. It's
price,
pleasant. It's
for the price. I like it. 7.8.
7.8. I'm going to go with an 8.1 on this.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's fair. I think if you're looking for something different, if you're looking for something non-traditional, this is a good place to start.
Yeah. All right. So, and then, like I said, we encourage everyone, if you've never had Barrell Craft, the vertical before, pick it up. The Seagrass is probably one of my favorite ryes.
I love Barrell Seagrass.
Yeah. That's one I always recommend when people saying like, well, what's a good rye to recommend? I always... it's either like Michter's, Seagrass, Russell's. Those are like the ones I always, Wild Turkey, Rare Breed. Those are the ones I always recommend for like ryes. But if you guys had this before, curious to know what you guys think in the comments. Let us know if you had it. And we'll be back soon. So thank you to our sponsor, Greene Valley Wine and Spirits, 344 Common Drive, Bolingbrook, Illinois. And we'll be back with another Bourbon Bums video very soon. So cheers.